market. We're just talking about AI and the Thank you. So we just really want to know, like, is it going to be replacing or is it going to be redefining? And we have our guest on the call already, but we cannot move on without getting to hear where you are joining us from. Okay, I can see Uchenna here saying that is joining from UK. Awesome, awesome. I expect to get insights on current market trend. Amazing. And you're going to be getting that today. Don't worry. Our guest speaker is going to be doing justice to that and also letting us know how we can better position ourselves, right, to be at the cutting edge of all this innovation and technology that is going on in the world today. So that's why we're here for you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That's so good, Uchenna. So I would like to read from us. I believe it's not only Uchenna that is on the call. It's not only Uchenna. So let's get to read more from you all. All right, all right, all right. I can see Esther. Esther, you want to say something? You want to say something? Opeyemi as well. Belumi. All right. Yeah, I'm still in the chat box, waiting to read from us. Before we bring our guest speaker on the call, like I was saying, we are just basically talking about the AI, the technology, and everything going on. And for the current student, because Cloud Booster, let me just do like a quick introduction about Cloud Booster in case you're just joining us for the first time, right? Cloud Booster is that training company that, you know, training company where you come to and then we teach you, we help you to transition into technology, especially transitioning into cloud DevOps markets and all of that. So we are your go-to if you want to transition into a technology and maybe you are choosing cloud DevOps precisely, right? You're going to be hearing that from our guest speaker today and you know how interesting it is, right, to be like a cloud engineer, a solutions architect and all of those things. Don't worry, he's going to be talking to us about that as well, right? So yeah, I have some, let me just go right into the chat box. I can see some comment here already. Opeyemi is joining from the UK. Awesome. Pelumi from UK. Amazing. So I have Alex. Alex is joining from Nigeria. Yay. Alex, welcome, welcome, welcome. I expect to get to know the newest expectations from DevOps engineers to remain positioned better. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's why we're here for you as well, Alex. All right. Adeni Rashid says, hi everyone. I'm joining from Nigeria. I want to get to know insights want to get to know insights and the future of cloud and DevOps in today's technology. Awesome. You're going to be getting that as well. T says, Olaoluwa says, joining from Nigeria. Great. Welcome, Olaoluwa. Good to have you on the call. Oluwagbemi from UK. Awesome. Welcome, Oluwagbemi. I want to know about the current trend. Yeah, you're going to be getting that. We have our guest speaker on the call already, and he's going to be giving that to us. Oriade from Nigeria. Oh, amazing. Welcome, Oriade. I am looking forward to, sorry, let me just get that. I am looking forward to getting insight on AI in cloud DevOps. Oh, amazing, amazing. I love this comment. I love what I'm reading. I love what I'm reading, right? So Adedamola says, hi everyone. Joining from UK, I expect to learn the opportunities available in the cloud. Awesome, awesome. That's why we're here for you, right? So like I was saying before, I was just saying that, okay, for the current students, maybe you're currently enrolled at Cloud Booster Academy, and you've been thinking, okay, how do I do this? How do I position myself and all of that with all this AI, with all these things that are just, you know, coming into play and all of that? Don't worry, that's why we have our guest speaker on the call today. He is actually going to be taking us through that journey, how we can position ourselves, right? How we can better be prepared for the future of this artificial intelligence and all of that, right? And also for the alumni, like welcome, 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 welcome. You have nothing to worry about. This is where we are going to be clearing your doubts and, you know, just putting you at peace, letting you know that you are safe, right? And cloud DevOps is actually the future. It is the future, so you have nothing to worry about. So still in the comment section, David from the UK says, study data science and love the cloud. Amazing. Maybe you might want to transition very soon anyways, we can't tell yet, but nevertheless, let's just move on. So all right, I think that's all from the chat box. All right, great. So once again, welcome, welcome. I'm just checking now. We have about 37 people on the call. It's so great to have us on the call. And please, if you haven't invited your friend, please do that. You want to share the Zoom link. You want to invite them. You want to put it on your status. Let them know what is going on. Right? It is not for you to know alone. Don't hoard this. Just put it out on your comments, on your WhatsApp status, on your social media platform. Let them know that something is going on. That we're talking about artificial intelligence and cloud DevOps markets, right? So please, I would like us to just post the link in the invite link in the chat box so that we can have more people repost this on their social media platform, so we can get more people to join us on the call today. So welcome, 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 welcome everyone. We are amazed to have you on the call today. So right, I'm just going to be going straight to introducing our guest speaker for today, right? I mean, for those of you who have joined already, you probably have seen his our flyer, you know, talking about, okay, this is what this person is going to be talking about today and all of that, right? But just to intimate us and get to just ensure that we get to know a bit more about him before he officially comes on board, I'm going to be reading his bio, letting us know who Olushola is, right? We know that more than him being a solution architect, there's still more as well, right? So I'm just going to be going right to reading his bio. Yes, please invite your friends, invite your colleague, invite anybody. Just put it on your status. Anybody can join this, and from there, boom, they are like, okay, I think I'm interested in this. I think I really want to know more about cloud and all of that. So please, you never can know who you might help with this particular Zoom link you're sharing. So please kindly do that right away. Thank you so much. So I will be going ahead to reading our guest speaker bio right now, and then from there, I will be bringing him on board right away. Okay, just some few seconds, please. All right, so I have this already. Just some few seconds. Let me try to adjust this. Okay, so Olushola is a solutions architect at Amazon Web Services, right? Working with small, pardon me, please, trying to move something. Working with small and medium businesses to leverage the full potential of the cloud, right? As a dedicated and customer-focused professional, his primary goal is to provide technical guidance and support to help SMBs, that's small, medium businesses, successfully build and optimize their workloads on AWS, right? With a strong foundation in AWS services and a deep understanding of the AWS well-architected framework, it collaborates closely with SMB clients to develop scalable, reliable, secure, and cost-effective solutions tailored to their specific needs. Whether it is designing cloud architectures, optimizing performance, or enhancing security measures, he ensures that each customer's journey aligns seamlessly with industry best practices and AWS cutting-edge technologies. Technology. As a generalist solutions architect, Olushola possesses a holistic understanding of the AWS services portfolio and keep up to date with the latest cloud trend and advancement. He leverages this knowledge to craft comprehensive strategies that drive innovation, accelerate business growth, and deliver maximum value to SMB. So you see why Olushola is the man for the job today. You see why we are bringing him on board to talk about the AI and the cloud DevOps market, because he is at the core, right? He can give us industry experience, share with us things that we need to actually position ourselves and to be set for the future of artificial intelligence and even cloud DevOps, right? So I'm just going to be welcoming Olushola right now and bringing him on board. Welcome, Olushola. We welcome you. We welcome you. I know you're on the call already, so please let's just put in the chat. But let's put our excitement. We're excited to have Olushola on the call today.
Much.
Let's just put it in.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, welcome. Yes, we can hear you, Olushola.
Okay.
You're welcome. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Ifeoluwa, right, for such a for such an amazing introduction. And yes, thank you, everyone. Cloud Booster family. Really happy and great to be here. And yeah, really looking forward to a great conversation about cloud jobs and AI. And I'm going to start in a bit, but I just want to get some energy from the people on the call. So if you're ready for this call, can you just put a +1 on the chat? Let me know that you're ready to, for us to have a conversation. Just put a +1 on the chat. Yes, thank you. Okay, great. Just put a +1 that yes, I'm ready to crack on. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Great. Thank you so much. Let me try to share my screen. While, I'm just expecting more feedback that everyone is ready for today. Okay, awesome. I think you should all be able to see my screen now. Okay. Great. Okay, can everyone see my screen? I can't see the chat, so if you could just say something. Is that okay?
Yes, I can hear you. And people are saying something in the chat box as well.
Okay, and can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay, great. Thank you so much for having me again. Let me just close it. Sorry, I'm trying to. Okay, awesome, great. Okay, so my name is Olushola Latipo, just like Ife has introduced me, and today we'll be speaking about cloud jobs and AI. We want to know if it will be redefining or replacing our jobs, especially positioning yourself into cloud jobs at this point in time. And by the end of this conversation, I want us to just have a bit of knowledge about, okay, what's happening in the world of AI? How can you leverage AI to help to transition into cloud? And then also, if you're already a cloud professional, how can you also leverage AI to enhance your existing skills? And I will just share my knowledge with us and what AWS is doing in this space as well to be able to help the conversation. Okay, so starting the conversation, of course, I just thought it would be great to just know, okay, what is AI basically? And I put in generative AI because that is basically the buzzword at the moment. Generative AI is what is going on around. However, if we just cast our mind back a bit, AI has been, in existence for some time, and it's basically any system that can replicate tasks that previously required human intelligence. And most AI use cases, they use it for probabilistic outcome, and then it's basically like it's created using machine learning. So you put in some data to train a model, and then you basically now use that model or that machine learning to make a decision or to do something for you, basically. I'm trying not to use too much technical jargons. So basically, machine learning in the world as we know it uses vast amounts of data, right, to create and validate your decision logic, which is known as a model, like I said. However, actually, machine learning and AI has been, for some time. So, for example, at Amazon, the Amazon app or the website uses machine learning to tell you that, oh, it seems like you would like this product. So for personalization. And then maybe another one we can relate to is Netflix. So your Netflix app will tell you that because you watch this, you like it. So it's all those machine learning model at the end trying to make a decision and trying to use AI basically in our day-to-day. However, just like I mentioned, generative AI is actually the one that is going on around the world. Everyone is shouting about it and all of that. And I just wanted to explain what it means. So generative AI is basically a type of AI that can create new content, new ideas, like conversations, stories, images, videos, and music. And like all AI, like I mentioned earlier on, generative AI is also powered by machine learning models, very large models. But so why is generative AI now such a buzz, or what's happening? So it's basically because of how large the models powering generative AI is. So at the moment, these large models, they have hundreds of billions of parameters that are growing rapidly. So let me give a very relatable example. So the largest pre-trained model, or the largest, let's say, machine learning model in 2019, a few years ago, had around 330 million parameters. However, one of the new large language model just last year in 2022 had 540 billion parameters. So you see the difference, 330 million, 540 billion. So that is why generative AI is creating such a buzz and trend in the world today, because of the large amounts of data and parameters that is behind it. And just like you can see on my slide, generative AI is basically powered by large models, and they are pre-trained on a vast amount of data that is known as foundation models. Foundation models. Now, these two things, generative AI, machine learning models, large amount of data. Now they are called, all this large amount of pre-trained model is called foundation models. And basically, it's called foundation models because, so with traditional machine learning, like we know before, in order for a model to achieve a specific task, as a customer or as a company building that model, you need to gather your data, you need to label the data, you need to model it and train it and deploy that model. But with foundational models, it's different. So instead of you gathering the labeled data for each model and train them, as individual now or as a company, you can now actually use pre-trained foundational model that has been trained by a company to adopt, or to do various tasks. So which means that foundational model, you can customize them to perform any function that you want. So that's really the buzz about generative AI. So for example, ChatGPT, using the platform called OpenAI, they actually have a pre-trained foundational models that's, OpenAI is the company, but one of their models is ChatGPT, and they are using it, for example, for conversational chatbots, like we all know. So this is, just all about generative AI, so that we don't go too deep because of my time. And then, so basically, what are the examples of, implementations of AI in the cloud? So the different examples are the ones that you can see on the slide. So for example, image recognition and object detection. So basically, this is just to show you that AI is actually helping our world in the cloud and just the world in general. For example, healthcare, for example, during COVID-19, because there was machine learning model and AI, it's actually helped to improve the development of the vaccines, for example. So in healthcare, I'm just using healthcare as a use case here. The power of generative AI is helping us to accelerate drug discovery and research using different vast of models. And another one, just to mention, is automotive industry. So we have automotive vehicles, for example. I'm, someone that is very passionate about Tesla. And at the moment, Tesla is trying to develop their full self-driving FSD, and which basically is using all the data they are gathering from different cars on the road, and they are training that data so that a car can actually move on its own, autonomously. So, and then, vast majority of different spheres and spaces like financial services, for fraud detection, cyber security, and all of that, using models. And also, of course, in consumer goods industry, you can use it to forecast your inventory and, see what's happening, with your inventory and where you need your product to be developed. So you can see that actually we have examples that we can relate to in terms of implementation of AI in the cloud. And of course, a very big example that we all know is ChatGPT, which is AI being used in communication, like a chatbot. You conversing with it, and you're asking this question and it's answering your question. So moving on. So you want to ask me, so okay, how can I leverage my cloud skills, or how can I leverage AI rather if I'm transitioning to cloud, or if I want to get a cloud job? And I would say, first of all, it's AI, it presents an opportunity to enhance your skill sets. So it's opening up new opportunities for you. So Goldman Sachs, they did, some research, and they said that generative AI can actually drive a 7% increase in global GDP. And that means that advancement by generative AI is going to create more opportunities. So I would say that embrace and leverage AI to learn and upskill yourself. There are many, online courses and resources for learning cloud skills, and AI can actually help you to personalize and recommend these online courses. So first of all, leverage AI to enhance your skill set because it's opening up new opportunities. And then secondly, I would say that if you already are in cloud jobs, you can also leverage AI in your current job. For some of the tasks, you literally just scratch your head to do to deliver results better. Quick story, just a few months ago, while I was ramping up in AWS, I needed to create a mobile app. So in AWS, when you are a solutions architect, apart from actually speaking to customers, they give you opportunity to actually do different side projects. So a colleague of mine was working on a waste management project, and we wanted to build an app that will be powered by machine learning model, by the way, so that the app, so that when you go to, when you eat something and you go to a bin, you can scan the waste, and then it will tell you which bin to put the waste, basically. And I've never created a mobile app in my life and all of that. But then I just, at that period, I think like earlier this year, I just leveraged ChatGPT, the writing of the code, fine-tuning the code, everything. And I was able to basically create a mobile app, just sitting down, with it for like a few days, leveraging that AI model, basically, to create a mobile app. So, basically, it's really helped for me to be able to accelerate what I was building and deliver results faster than I thought. So I didn't have to basically go and learn, from the scratch, how to do this, how to do that. And then because I know that I'm speaking with cloud, DevOps students and specialists, AI can also help to optimize your, DevOps pipeline by helping to automate your code, your analysis, your testing, your CI/CD pipeline. So, you can also leverage AI to actually deliver more efficient software development and deployment. So it means that you should be rest assured that a career in cloud DevOps, that Cloud Booster is, creating that platform for, is actually future-proof and will remain relevant, despite the ongoing AI revolution. And then the next thing is AI can help you to build, just like I mentioned, your ideas, put your ideas together. It can help you to build app faster using foundational model, just like I explained. So you don't have to build your model by yourself. You can just bring your idea, leverage pre-existing foundational model that we have, and then that would help you to be fast in going to the market with your ideas or creating a product. And then lastly is, chatbots, virtual assistants, conversational AI. So AI-driven chatbots, or let's say virtual assistant, for example, can assist a DevOps team, for example, in handling, maybe there are some common queries that you handle, or just providing you with self-service like capabilities that you can use to improve your collaboration, and help your team, basically. And so by leveraging AI in your cloud DevOps role, you can actually help to automate some of the things you would normally do to help you improve your efficiency and enhance, your overall cloud infrastructure. in using AI in the cloud. And for, let's say, for others that actually like, because I know that for some on this call, you probably transition into AI. For some, you actually have the cloud skills, but you're wondering, okay, how can I leverage this to actually get into AI projects and initiatives, for example? And I would say, as you can see on this slide, I think that understanding of cloud infrastructure and ability for you to design scalable systems is actually an important skills for AI initiatives. Because even for machine learning model and all of that, you have to come up with an end-to-end architecture for AI-based solutions that will be deployed on the cloud. So I would say that your experience in managing cloud infrastructure, which is one of the things you're learning in Cloud Booster, or you will learn in Cloud Booster, can be directly applied to an AI-related project. So I would say that familiarize yourself with these platforms, understand how to provision, configure some necessary resources like virtual machines, like storage, because you would use that to now deploy your AI workload into the cloud. And also your expertise in also scaling, cloud resources and elasticity would also help, because, for example, for AI projects deployed on the cloud, you also need to put all these systems in place to make sure that it's scalable, is elasticity, which basically ensures that you have efficient utilization of your resources and also cost optimization as well. And for DevOps and CI/CD, your AI projects can benefit from your understanding of DevOps and CI/CD and how. So when you implement CI/CD pipelines to automate, you can use it to automate the model you're training, the testing and the deployment of your AI model in the cloud. You can also use your DevOps knowledge and CI/CD knowledge to actually apply, for example, let's say version control or automated testing and monitoring your AI model in the cloud as well. And also your experience with actually building a cloud native applications in the cloud, if you already have cloud skills, you can just use that to actually integrate AI into the application or build AI powered application, which could be really great. And then lastly, familiarity with just containers and orchestration platforms. For example, in Cloud Booster, I know that you learn Kubernetes, Docker, Jenkins. All these things are really important because familiarity in using them, you can use it to actually deploy machine learning models and pipelines using these different platforms that you learn or you're already learning in Cloud Booster. And so just to the major reason why we are here today. So everyone is asking, oh, is AI going to replace jobs and all of that? So is AI redefining or replacing jobs? So in 2018, I believe the CEO of Microsoft said that AI is becoming a mainstream and it's no longer a science fiction. It's going to redefine companies and jobs. So, but to submit to you, I would say that AI, may significantly automate some routine tasks, even in cloud and IT jobs. So we already see the trend. So for example, admin role or maybe content writer, for example, I mean, people can easily go to ChatGPT and you can say, write me a social media post for 10 days and it will put something for you. So that means you don't need a content writer anymore, for example. So definitely routine jobs, are going to most likely be covered up by AI because we can now automate the tasks or use different models to actually do that job for us. However, I would say that human judgment and your domain expertise will still be needed because things like human judgment, domain expertise, and soft skills, they are still very difficult to automate. And I remembered, I think December last year, I was having a conversation with my manager about ChatGPT and all of that, and he was saying that we really need to stay relevant, and he was saying that he believes that there's still that critical thinking as the solutions architect that you have to do, and this AI cannot, I mean, you can go there to ask about things, but you still need, the human judgment, the critical thinking and domain expertise and soft skills as well to, which are difficult to automate. So I would say that as professionals, we should actually focus on developing these skills. So develop skills that are, difficult to automate, soft skills like communications, creative thinking, and apart from that, then also focus on building specialized domain knowledge and experience, which is what Cloud Booster does, basically. Build that domain knowledge and build that expertise that when combined with your soft skills, when combined with your human judgment and expertise, it can actually give you an edge in the revolution going on in terms of AI. And I should also mention at this point that while this changes going on is very disruptive and all of that, the fact still remains that they actually create new opportunities for innovation and for growth. So, for example, AI could help us to develop new products, new services, improve our efficiency, improve our accuracy, enhance the quality of our work, and all of that. So, AI is basically, in my opinion, is enhancing and redefining many of our job roles, majorly cloud roles, than replacing them. So, for example, AI is helping to augment jobs like, cloud DevOps, cloud architects, because with AI, they can actually build more intelligent solutions and their core skills are still relevant. So, yeah, AI is basically enhancing, helping us and redefining many cloud roles. For example, I leverage the power of AI, and ChatGPT to actually help for me to build a mobile app faster than I would have probably gone to learn how to do it in my role. And also, there's also a trend. There are many roles that are also coming out of the AI revolution as well. So there is machine learning engineer, for example, there's AI architect, there's AI developer. These things are also now coming out and are in demand. So you can also leverage these new jobs that are coming out, of AI. And I would say that it is important now more than ever before for us to embed continuous learning, because that is a key for us to stay relevant in AI. So both cloud and AI, very fast evolving domains. Working in AWS alone, I know that there's so many things happening, there's so many things coming up. So as professionals, we need to keep up with the trend. We need to keep our skills up to date with the latest, technology and and everything that is happening. And I would say that, however, for a cloud role, you're still needed to be the expert to make use of this AI to build apps and automate processes, for example. And so just in summary, if you don't get anything from what I've been saying on this slide so far, just know that generative AI is a productivity enhancer that helps or is helping us to remove obstacles and is helping us, even in cloud jobs, to be more productive and is transforming how we work. And in summary, while AI is enhancing and redefining our jobs, it is not completely replacing them, because, by continuously adapting to new technologies and developing all these skills, we can still stay relevant even in our jobs. So I would say that try to embrace, generative AI or AI in general, and understand what you can do with it, even in the DevOps field. And I think I would move very fast now. And now there are, a couple of impacts in terms of cloud security and data governance practice. The truth is AI system generates, a vast amount of data, which introduces, data privacy and security risk. For example, in AWS, security is our top priority. And so we take that very seriously. But I mean, from my personal point of view, I would say that there needs to be a lot of rigorous data governance practices implemented to manage AI data and AI models and our data as well, because data is used to train this AI model. And I would say, even for example, with ChatGPT, you should also be careful with just putting personal information or personal identifiable information, like they call it, because there are so many concerns going on in the world with safety, AI ethics. But I mean, I don't have time to go through them deeply. But I know that many governments in the world, you're following the trend and you're listening to news, they are expressing concerns about AI ethics and just trying to ensure that AI progress is checked and does not go unchecked. So having said all of this, what next for you? What can you do? I would say that first of all, get involved in conversations about artificial intelligence, get involved in communities, leverage your LinkedIn networks, leverage social media networks like LinkedIn to get involved in the conversation. Just read about generative AI. Also in AWS, we have these two major services on AWS on generative AI that are coming out in preview. I believe SageMaker Jumpstart is already there and you can use it. But Amazon Bedrock, Amazon SageMaker Jumpstart, ask about them, read more about them. Thirdly, get certified. That's one of the things that Cloud Booster would help you to do. Get certified on you can start from the cloud ones and then try to continuously learn. And lastly, join the Cloud Booster platform because the platform is there to actually give you a structured learning to build that cloud DevOps knowledge that will now help you to build a domain expertise, and try to be more relevant in this day and age. And that's all from me. And very much happy to get in touch on LinkedIn, and then happy to get all the questions that you need. Happy to get all the questions that you might have. And I should mention that I actually have a couple of links that I put together, but I'm not going to put them on this chat today. I'm going to send them personally to Bemi so that she can send them to the community in Cloud Booster. So I have different links, about different links that you can use to get started, and there are free workshops on AWS that you can use to get started as well. And happy to get that across. And that's all from me. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shola. Thank you. That was really, really so enlightening. Thank you. So I'll just go right into the chat box now to see if we have any question. Hold on, please. Okay, there's a question from Nkechi here. She says, there's so much to talk about AI and ML, that's machine learning. Where would you advise someone with cloud skills to start? Are there niches to look into? That's like the first question for R. So do you want to take that first, or should I just take everything together so you can go for it?
Okay. I can start that. So where would I advise someone to start? I would say that someone with a cloud skill, you can start from just being aware and reading about generative AI and what's happening. Like I said, I have so many links that I'm going to send to Bemi. If you're part of Cloud Booster, she's going to give you those links. Now, AWS, for example, if you want to start with playing around with some foundational models, you can reach out to her to get those that you can just use with your AWS free account. So I would say that in terms of studying, just get your hands dirty with machine learning model or foundational models that we've already built in AWS, for example. And that would just give you like a play around of how to actually use AI in your cloud role, or how to actually, some of the links I'm going to send to her is basically you actually creating an AI-powered app that can generate text, or that can just translate or process an image, for example. So I would say that in terms of starting, you can start from actually doing just those very simple hands-on, just to get a flair of, okay, what's happening? Because, most times when you go for interviews, people would ask, have you done this before? What have you played your hand with before? So I would say that if you're already, in Cloud Booster, of course, Cloud Booster is already giving you that cloud framework and infrastructure. You're learning how to do all these things. With AI, then you can start just playing, your hands around, okay, how can I use the foundational model that is already built? How can I just do something around it? And then that begins to give you ideas. And just like I said, get involved in LinkedIn, follow people that are talking about AI, learn what's happening. If any service is out on AI, read about it. What does it do? Reach out to people to ask questions. So yeah. Thank you.
Okay, sorry, I was muted. Thank you so much for that question, Shola. Nkechi, I hope that did justice to your question. All right, so the second question, she says, with my expertise in AWS Cloud and the fact that, chats are moving up. And the fact that Azure is more ahead in terms of large language models, would it be more strategic at this point to be multi-cloud?
Okay, right. That's a very good question. I would say that the more the better. So, and why do I say that? Before I joined AWS, I was working in the NHS and we were actually using Azure. And I actually have 4 Azure certifications, 4. And when I joined AWS, I had to then start, learning AWS and doing AWS certification. Now, if someone asks me that, have you worked on Azure before? What would my answer be? Yes. So basically, I'm multi-cloud in a way. So I would say that, of course, the more the better you can, because it means that your options are open. And, last night I was watching, I think the last webinar, Cloud Booster had last month. And I think Bemi was talking about the fact that, or maybe the one before then, one of it, and Bemi mentioned that, if I can remember correctly, that when Cloud Booster teaches you how to do AWS, you can actually transfer it and leverage it to other cloud platforms, which is right. So of course, if you can do multi-cloud, if you feel like you have the expertise or the bandwidth for it, of course, go for it, because it means that you're casting your net, in different things. And if it's Azure, if it's AWS, you're able to leverage it. So absolutely, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shola. Thank you for that question. Please, if you still have question, kindly put it in the chat box or just do a raise of hand so that we can take your questions. Okay, there's some more questions here. This is from Okpeyemi. Do you need a deep knowledge of programming to understand the dynamics of AI? That's a question from Okpe.
Good question. So I would say, no, you don't. And why do I say that? Because, I talked about foundation models. So AI, as we know it, is actually changing to generative AI and foundation models. And basically, foundation models means that you can actually be a model consumer. You don't have to create it from scratch. There are models that have been created. So you just come and you leverage those models. So you might actually not have like programming knowledge, or you might actually not be able to do so much, but you can still build AI-powered applications or still use AI. Because now I think the trend is even going more into no code or low code. If you read more about, so yeah, so it means that you can actually, even if you don't have programming skills or something, you can leverage the existing foundational models that have been built and use it to to make something. And just like I mentioned, I wasn't really strong so much in coding when I entered AWS, and I had to build a mobile app, and I just leveraged ChatGPT, for example, and I was able to build an app that worked fine and all of that in just a couple of weeks.
Wow, that's interesting. Thank you so much, Shola. Thank you for that. Okay, I hope that helps to answer your question. So we have another question from Adeni. He says, my question is, can you please explain the job role as cloud solution architect and DevOps? It's basically not clear to me as a network engineer trying to transition into cloud. What's the best way to start?
Great. I think for the DevOps, I would leave it to our experts, Bemi, on this call. But let me talk for my own. So for a solutions architect, what do I do? So I mean, basically, solutions architects, we speak to customers. So let's say Faye is a customer. She has a business. Like I work with small business, and she they are running on-prem, your data centers and all, and she wants to move to the cloud. So she comes to me as a solution architect in AWS, and my job is to provide her with technical guidance of how to put together the solution in the cloud. So basically, we also have account managers and everything that has to do with your account. But as a solutions architect, you are supposed to have the domain expertise. And for me, I'm a generalist solutions architect, which means, I am supposed to know across every AWS services. We also have specialist solutions architects that are actually, involved in, in part of AWS. But for me as a general solution architect, you can come to me and say that, this, and then I'm able to provide guidance to you and say, okay, I don't think you should be using S3 buckets in this way, or I don't think you should do it. So I'm able to provide a technological guidance to you, and also able to guide you to actually deploy your workload in the cloud. So that's basically a solution architect. But just like I mentioned, you heard clearly when I was presenting, it was when I go into AWS that I found out that actually that's not the only thing they do in AWS as a solution architect. We also go to events to present, to speak to customers, and do presentations. We also write blog posts on AWS blog. We also build an app, and use AWS services just to show people how to do things on AWS, and we can publish that on our blog post. We also, so many other things, interestingly, that we do, but these are just like when we have time to do them. But the primary aim is to deal with customers, speak to them, and just guide them on how to use our services.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shola, for that. Okay, so we still have more questions in the chat box. So I think we'll just be able to take the ones that time will permit us to. Alex says, is asking, as someone who has cloud and DevOps expertise, are there projects that incorporate AI and ML that you can direct us to?
Yes, there are. And I think I've just looked for so many things, and I've sent them to Bemi actually already while I was taking the question. So if you're part of the Cloud Booster family, Bemi is going to review any of those things. Some of them are actually workshops that uses AI and ML that are very simple. You can sign up for a free AWS account, or you can practice them in Cloud Booster. But once Bemi reviews all those links, I've sent a couple of things that I think you can just get your hands started on. All these AI, ML, and actually do it yourself, like build something yourself, in maybe 1 or 2 hours, and then you'll see how it works. So yeah, absolutely.
Okay, just some few more questions, and then we would be releasing you for the day. Okay, so there's another question here. It says, how can we get remote jobs for cloud? And Opayemi is also asking, how can you get access to these AI models? So I don't know if you want to take that together.
Okay, how can you get access to remote jobs for cloud, right?
Yes, that's the first question.
Yeah, I don't want to turn this to a customer call, but the next thing I was going to say is that, well, I think I would need to understand more about you before I answer that, oh, this is how you can get a remote job, because I want to understand, what are your skill sets? What do you currently have? What are you currently doing? Because, to be able to actually understand that, okay, but basically, very simple answer, it's probably leverage LinkedIn networks. If you're already maybe into cloud and you already have cloud, or maybe you're part of the Cloud Booster family, I don't know if that person can probably say something, or if you're in Cloud Booster, you can say, oh, I'm in Cloud Booster, or if you're just about to join, you can just put it on the chat so that I can see. But I would say that build the skills that you need, probably through a platform like Cloud Booster. That's why they are there. And then Cloud Booster also helps to help with your CV and all of that, and then get certified, and then leverage networks like LinkedIn. If you're very much targeting remote jobs, leverage networks like LinkedIn. For example, Cloud Booster gets a lot of job roles. Actually, interestingly, one of the links I sent to Bemi just now is a job role I saw yesterday, DevOps engineer. And I was like, wow, interesting. So Bemi and people on Cloud Booster, they get access to all these jobs. Recruiter reaches out to them. So you can leverage that network to actually see, oh, Bemi, if there's any remote jobs that you see, please hit me or please let me know. So I would say that build your skill. If you're part of Cloud Booster, great. Try to work on your CV and leverage, your LinkedIn network. Try to build as much network as you can. And then, see how you can apply for a remote job from there, if that's helpful.
It is, absolutely. Thank you so much, Shola, for that answer. Okay, so just in addition to that, very quickly, I'll just say that to the person who asked this question, you can just register for the next cohort. Basically, we're starting another cohort by August. So in order for you to be able to, get the right skills that you need so that you can, put yourself out there as well, just register for the next cohort. We are going to be talking a bit more about that shortly, right? So the last question, because of our time, this is from Ore, I think maybe a female or male. She says, please, I have a huge desire to work in cloud computing, but I currently work as a mechanical engineer. Do I need to learn about network engineering first before moving on to cloud computing? I think it's just like a build up on.
Yeah, well, okay. You don't have to, actually. I studied agricultural economics. It was because of time. That's why I didn't say my personal story. I actually studied agricultural economics, and I'm a solutions architect. So I think Bemi did mechanical engineering, or if I'm correct, because I heard it on one of the videos I was watching. So absolutely, I did agricultural economics as a mech engine. Someone, I think Omolara, I saw one video yesterday, she did English. So you can register to into Cloud Booster. They already have the platform. They make it very easy for you, even if you are not a technical expert. And what they just need is the willingness to actually want to be in the cloud. So I think a platform like this is very much relevant, and it's basically what you need. So instead of you going to the internet and looking for different resources, Cloud Booster already put them together for you on a structured learning. And that is basically what you're leveraging. Just coming and just plunging yourself into that few weeks of learning. And then by the end, you definitely ace your certification and be a cloud expert.
Thank you so much. Okay, so this would be like the last one. Apologies. So this is from Mumi, talking about building apps. Does it mean that AWS works like Salesforce?
Well, AWS, Salesforce is also, Salesforce is, the operating model works like a software as a service, SaaS company. So interestingly, we use it Salesforce as well, at AWS. But I would say that AWS is basically they provide, let's say, the platform itself in terms of the cloud computing platform. But so when I said building an app, it's basically building an app. The app I built was using AWS machine learning model at the back end. So what do I mean by that? I'm trying to think of a very easy example. So let's say your bank app, let's say GT Bank app in Nigeria or Barclays app in the UK. That app might actually be, I'm not sure, I'm just using it as an example. So the app can actually be something that was deployed on AWS on the cloud. So it means that when you click send money to Ife, there's a Lambda function that gets, called, and then that goes to a database and then send the money. So basically, it just means that I basically created an app, a friended app, but the back end of that app, or what is actually happening at the back of that app, is a machine learning model or AI that is helping to give the physical results that you can see on your app as you know it. So it's basically creating an app to use AWS services, and then different people can use it.
Great. Thank you so much, Olushala, for your time. We really, really appreciate. Thank you. I mean, this is really so robust. I mean, thank you, thank you. Do you want to tell Olushala thank you in the chat box? Like, this is really
Thank
so
you for having
amazing.
me.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Olushala. Thank you. All right, so I'll be passing the mic on to Bemisola. I know she has something to say already. All right, Bemi, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ife. And honestly, thank you so much, Shola. It's been amazing hearing your story. Like, Shola actually studied at Greek econs, and in fact, and I knew that he would from there transition into data science first and then moved into cloud. In fact, when he told me it was in AWS as a solutions architect, I was like, definitely, like, we need to have you on board. So it's been amazing having you. Thank you so much, Shola, for that session. And so has the experience been for you guys that attended? Can you use one word to describe, the session that you just had today? If you were to describe it in one word, what would you say? Can we hear your feedback, please? Somebody said awesome, amazing. Someone said fantastic, okay. Someone said insightful, okay. Any other feedback? Educative, on point, insightful, amazing. So please, you can connect with Olushola on LinkedIn as well. Someone said enlightening, amazing, amazing. So you can watch the replay of this session on YouTube. Of course, if you have people that were supposed to join, I couldn't join, we're going to put the link to the YouTube in the chat box so you can watch the replay from YouTube. And then you can also make sure that you connect with us as well. To connect with Olushola on LinkedIn, we're going to share the link to his LinkedIn profile in the chat box, and a link to my LinkedIn as well if you would like to connect with me. So it's been really good having everyone here. Just 2 more minutes and then we'll wrap up for today. So for those of you that are just joining us for the very first time, or for people that have been with us for a while, Cloud Booster, what we do is to train people from scratch to become competent cloud DevOps professionals. So it doesn't really matter what your background is. You might have studied English, you might have studied chemical engineering, you might have studied social sciences, medical sciences, dentistry. We have people who have studied various have studied different courses at university, even up until PhD level, and have come to us to transition into tech, particularly in the cloud DevOps space. The reason why we teach cloud DevOps is because we know that, cloud DevOps skills are in high demand and will continue to be, regardless of any of the changes that continue to happen in the job market, which is one of the things we're speaking about today, that even with the revolution of AI, even with the fact that, of course, we know that AI is taking up a lot of jobs, it doesn't matter. Cloud will still always be relevant. There are so many integrations between artificial intelligence and cloud computing these days, and Shola has already spoken extensively about that. So our Cloud Booster, our aim is to turn you into cloud DevOps engineers, regardless of what your background is. So we teach from scratch. We have a very structured way of teaching people that enroll in our training program. I learned on the job and it was very difficult. I've been a cloud DevOps professional for over 5 years now. I've worked across different companies, Accenture, Capital One, PwC, my most recent job, I've been learning I majorly learned on the job while I was in Accenture, but we know that not too many people have the opportunity to learn on the job, which is why we've put together, not just me, myself and my industry colleagues, people that that we've worked together in the industry, people that work across various organizations. We've put our heads together to develop, the Cloud Booster curriculum and the Cloud Booster way of teaching, so which helps people to go from scratch to become cloud DevOps engineers. So you don't need to be intimidated. We have people who have studied English, they've gone through our training, they've landed exciting job opportunities. People that have relocated from Nigeria to the UK, exciting job opportunities. They've passed their AWS Solutions Architect exam, so it's been an amazing journey, and you can check out our success stories online as well. Connect with us on social media, all the social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. You just check at Cloud Booster, you will see us there. And you can also connect with people who have been through our training to hear their stories. So I'm excited to announce to us today that our next cohort is starting very soon. Who is excited to hear? Our next Cloud Booster training is starting very, very soon. I know we had a webinar a while back, and some people were like, we want to join your training. And we told them that our training is already ongoing. We're so sorry, but you can't join in the middle of the course. And they were like, okay, tell us when the next training is available. So I'm pleased to announce to you that we are starting our next training very soon. And the next cohort is starting precisely Saturday, 19th of August. That is when the next cohort will be starting, Saturday, 19th of August. Yes, someone said we have been waiting. This is the announcement for you. So Saturday, 19th of August is the start date for the next cohort. And you're going to actually, one of the things I like about this start cohort is that you're going to actually have finished your training before Christmas, before the end of this year. You can actually imagine going from not knowing anything about cloud in 2023, and before the end of the year, you're already speaking cloud language, you're already deploying EC2 instances, you're already spinning up EC2 instances. You will see the transition that you will go through. I'm telling you, it's exciting how people come to us, they don't know anything about Jenkins, Kubernetes, and the next thing they're able to speak this language, So we teach in a very structured way. It doesn't matter what your background is, we will teach you from scratch. And our model of teaching is very comprehensive, it's very holistic. I personally am a teacher at heart. I'm very passionate about teaching, which is what we put into the training. So we don't just teach theory alone. From your first class with us at Cloud Booster, I don't care what your background is, you are going to log into the AWS Cloud Console and you're going to build something on that day. That's how we work. So every single class, we teach you theory, we teach you a little theory, just enough for you to learn how to build something. So we teach you theory, and then the next thing you're creating something on the cloud. We teach you theory again, the next thing you're creating something on the cloud. We give you a lot of additional resources, quiz questions, quiz platforms that you can build things on. We give you preparation materials for your AWS Solutions Architect exam. It is holistic, and we're really looking forward to having you on board. So our training is going to run from 19th of August till 16th of December, 18 weeks, comprehensive. Please, as in, if you're going to join that course, just begin to prepare yourself. If there's anything that you want to do on weekends, you can do it between now and 19th of August, because once you enroll on our training, it's going to be intense, but it's going to be worth it at the end of the day. So our classes run every single Saturday, 19th of August till 16th of December, 9 a.m. till about 5 p.m. on Saturdays. And then you'd always have assignments to do. We encourage you to do it early in the morning or late in the evening. Of course, we expect that people that enroll in our training are people that are busy doing other things as well. So some people have the question of, can I combine it with other things? We've designed our training in such a way that you're even probably doing another job and you're learning the skills so that you can transition. So our students are always people who are doing other things. So don't be overwhelmed by that. You would have accountability partner. You will have a learning community. So if you would like to enroll, please, we'll share the link with you to enroll. Please, let's put the link in the chat box for our students for the next set of people to enroll in our training. So you can enroll. If you have any questions about our training, we have a program advisor who is available to speak to you on WhatsApp. You can ask questions directly. You can ask all the questions that you have, about this training. So thank you so much, everyone. This brings us to the end of our program today. Make sure you connect with us. Make sure you sign up for the training. It's really, really intense, but it's going to be worth it. We will take you from wherever you are to becoming a cloud DevOps professional. Before the end of this year, you would be able to smash one of your 2023 goals, especially if you were actually looking to transition into tech. So if you've been saying this, I'm going to transition to tech in 2023, we are going to help you achieve that once you enroll for our training. Thank you so much. All right, thank you, everyone. And we will meet at our next program, at our next, that's another thing. Thank God I remembered. So I also have a masterclass on 2nd of July. 2nd of July, I will be organizing a masterclass for everyone, free masterclass. I'll be talking about how you transition into technology. So please make sure you sign up for the masterclass as well. If you're already on our mailing list, you will get the notification about it. And if you're not, please join our community. If you're just starting your transition journey or you're contemplating cloud DevOps career paths, that masterclass is going to be for you, and it's completely free of charge. So join our community. If you're in our community, you always be the first to find out about any programs that we run. And please just mark it in your calendar. 2nd of July, a free masterclass for you to know how you can transition into cloud. About our training program, there's also urgency around it because our early bird discount is ending on 30th of June. So make sure that you sign up before then. All the details you need, everything you want to find out about what our training is all about, how to sign up, what payment plans are available, you can reach out to our program advisor on WhatsApp. We would have one-on-one interactions with you and just answer your questions directly. Thank you so much, everyone. That brings us to the end of our program today. Please enjoy the rest of your Sunday and see you on 2nd of July. See you in our community. Make sure you sign up. We'll send all the links to you and we'll tell you more about the upcoming free masterclass specially designed for everyone who is looking to transition into tech. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your evening. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Bye.